welcome back to Good Morning Kenya. My name is Jain Wambui. If you're just joining us, you are in time for the final discussion for the day, and this is all about women in politics and women representation. Now, why is it that, women representation in the leadership position, why is it still a problem, given that we are in the 21st century? Have things not changed over time? What more needs to be done towards this end? Why don't you be part of this discussion from wherever it is that you're watching us from? You can interact with us using the hashtag Good Morning Kenya on Twitter. At KBC Television is our official handle on Twitter as well, and tag me as well on those questions, comments, or clarifications that you may need in regards to anything. My handle is at Jain Wambui, and with me in studio we have two women reps with us today. I'll start with the extreme left. We have Honorable Beatrice Adagala. She is the women rep for Vihiga County. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
We're glad you made time to be with us this morning.
Thank you.
All right, and to my immediate left, we have Honorable Gladwel Cheruiyot. She is the women rep for Baringo County. Karibu sana.
Asante Jain.
Yes, and they are also on Twitter. Honorable Adagala will be giving us her handle in not too long, but you can just search Mama County 038.
038.
Yes, you can be able to find her. But for Baringo, she is at Honorable Gladwel Tungo on Twitter. So if you have any questions you would like to direct to her personally, you can always tag her on those comments. So we want to just look at women representation here in Kenya, especially politically, because it's still very wanting. It's still facing a lot of challenges. Let's just go back to the 2017 general elections. It's termed as, the elections that brought this historical change in terms of women representation. The fact that there were more women who ran for bigger leadership position, and there was 29% more women who ran for office. Now, in your opinion, what do you think brought about this change?
I want to believe it is because of the empowerment that women generally are felt, maybe through education and acquisition of wealth, and have even given a chance to own something, like owning a vehicle. They have their own, maybe car logs, they have their title deeds for land, and they have known their rights somehow. And again, what happens in the society, people have started believing in women, having had some of them before. So something is changing from the stereotyping, which is still on, but again, we can say it's subsiding slowly. So what I believe is it is actually women who have brought themselves forward. It is women who have started believing, first of all, in themselves, before even the society believing in them as much. So I think this is what has brought about women actually going for these positions in a good number of them, despite the fact that many of them did not manage. But we saw many of them vying for various positions in the country.
At all
levels of governance. Be it executive or legislative, at the national level, at the county level. We saw an increase, despite the fact that they didn't garner the votes.
But it just starts with the baby steps. And they actually turned up and they participated in as much as not all of them got the positions, but the impact was felt. Now, Honorable Adagala, in your opinion, what do you think also facilitated this change in, the mindset of women and just taking up the step?
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, from yesteryears and coming to 2017, there's a great improvement of women who went for elective seats. Like we can see right now, we have at least 3 women governors elected. We have women senators elected, women constituency, single constituency, and adding on the 47 county women MPs. Right now we are having over, like in the National Assembly here, we are having over 90 women Member of Parliament, which is a great improvement from the other years where we used to have maybe 2, the likes of Akinamada Karua and Governor Ngilu. But right now there's at least the civic education that was done or is being done, it's making women now to come up.
It's paying off.
It's at least paying off. We've seen so many women. Maybe there are some who never used to know that they can go for these elective seats. They used to think that Parliament is only for men. But we have seen through education, civic education, and interest more women now venturing into the male-dominated areas where people used to think this one is only men exclusive.
So the whole aspect of awareness has actually gone a long way in terms of even bringing that awakening among women to just be part of the national matters more.
Yes.
Now, but there's this notion that, you know, women have always been each other's biggest enemies. Now, when you look at it logically and critically, would you say there's some truth in the statement, in the sense that, you know, maybe the women who have gone there, have made it, are not, you know, as empowering to the other women who are trying to come up? Let me hear from you, Beatrice, first.
Okay, my sister, you know, this notion, you know, is something that was planned, pre-planned to make sure that women, to bar women from going for certain things.
To stop them before they start.
Yes. So that whenever a woman wants to stand up, the men use the other women to make sure that
she doesn't go anywhere.
Pushed down so that she doesn't come up. That is just a male assumption. But I don't think women are enemies of their own. These women, you don't know how strong they are. You don't know how strong we are. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, they say men may run the world, but women make it go round.
Sure. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Honorable Gladwel, do you agree with this statement? And honestly speaking, is there some truth to it?
For me, I want to be truthful to myself. The truth of the matter is this statement has some truth in it.
In what sense?
First of all, scientifically, you know that like balls rebel. Scientifically.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even when we go to, basically, when we used to go to maternity to deliver, even currently, you will see women wanting to be assisted in delivery by men. Not because they know it better. I think there is that liking of the opposite gender. And in this case, of course, like my sister has put, there are some people who have known this weakness, and of course it is the opposite gender, and they are propagating hatred, using ourselves towards each other. But again, I think it is time, even for us leaders who are already in leadership, to preach togetherness among women, fraternity. That we have, apart from Kenya as a nation, we have a women nation that should talk together. Because we can't be sitting, complaining about positions not given to us. You know, we want only free things. And yet we have the power of numbers.
Yes.
And we are not utilizing. Look at it right now. I am aware of a scenario whereby the women who are already elected and in position somehow are being fought by maybe nominated women, maybe at the county assembly or even in the national assembly when they go to their village barasas. It happens. And somehow we have something, I don't know, I can put it like we feel, you know, we have this natural thing of looking at you and like, no, you know. That way alone is enough to say you are not good, and somebody throws some mud on you.
In that sense alone, you just become your fellow woman's enemy.
We have some competition, of course, natural. How you look might not please me so much, because I feel like you are competing. You're competing me negatively. So that way alone makes me feel like, najisikia sijui what.
Maringo.
You see.
Before even interacting with the person.
So for me, and I want to say like this, Jain, in all levels, we need to assist each other. For me, who is the women rep of Baringo, for those women who are nominated at the county assembly, it's high time they come to me or we get together and see how some of them, if not all, can vie for these MCA positions come 2022 and succeed. You know, other than maybe threatening, saying, this woman is really pretending she doesn't know 2022 is near, she has only 5 years. Yes, I have 5 years as an elected woman, but even the nominated MCA has 5 years.
The same time span.
Same times. What are we talking to ourselves? What we need to say is, women, can we meet? Let's strategize.
who is likely to get a position at the county level come 2022. Now we strategize and make them get somewhere. I want to put it like this.
Yes, please.
We have our CSs who are women, of course, again, unfairly distributed because there are few, and we have so many learned women.
Yeah.
But again, what we want to actually urge all of us, including the media fraternity, that whenever there is a woman in a position, consider empowering other women in a way that you know best. For you in the media fraternity, actually you can empower us by putting us in the limelight. Because of course, again, media is a male-dominated area. All the day interviews, morning to evening, there are men who are being interviewed at the parliament grounds and even in the studios. So you see, again, we are disadvantaged left, right, center. But I would say like this. For you women who are at positions like even here, Studio Jain, always consider when you call a man, think of a woman.
Gender
parity.
Balanced interviews.
Very true.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll add even on that, by the way.
Yes, please.
Even you, maybe the other ladies outside there who are not working in KBC, they have a feeling, why is Jane there? Why should she be always on the screen? Why? So that kind of inner feeling, it's normal. Even you remember Abel and Cain, it's normal.
Yeah.
But we have to go beyond that. Can we go beyond that as women? How do we empower ourselves?
Yes.
How do we work as a team? And when women are united and work together, my sister, I'm telling you, we shall go beyond, like in Parliament, we shall go beyond these 90 women seats.
Yes. So
the way Gladwel is trying to talk about the county assembly, yes, most of our ladies there are nominated.
Yeah.
But if these ladies, we work as a team, right from the grassroots up, I'm telling you, there's nothing impossible with women.
So we need to come alive to the fact that there is power in numbers. And all these notions that have been bestowed upon women by society are just meant to pull them down as opposed to empower them.
Sure.
You know, in as much as there's some truth when you say, a woman is another woman's biggest enemy, it's a notion that needs to be broken.
Yes, and again, Jen, let
to
me
go
put
past
it like
that.
This. We have something, there's something I'm thinking in my mind, that we actually need to come up with an opposite gender bill. But before we reach there is something we can do down there, and I've declared it myself.
Yes.
There's something we can do there, down there for ourselves, that is actually catered by numbers. Women, have you asked yourselves why we should have a governor man and a deputy man?
A man.
Have you ever asked yourself? And I was telling women, enough is enough. This time, 2022 going, and I'm going to incite all. Take me where you want to take. But the fact remains, when the governor is a man vying for the seat, the deputy must be a woman. And we have to stand for it.
Yeah.
Because we cannot be counted. They are saying, unajua, ukishashika wanawake na vijana, ujue you are in umepenya. Then we are here only to make people penya to leadership. When it comes to cake cutting, we are not there.
Just remain there.
We are not there. Look at it now, at the county assembly.
Yes.
Remember, the women members of assembly who are nominated, they have been nominated through an affirmative action. But unfortunately, when they are in that house, they are again being oppressed. They don't have so much say. Because you see, sometimes I ask myself, my fellow women who are at the county assembly, they can stand and say, what they can talk about all the time, affirmative, this affirmative money, but the fact, I've been asking myself, yes, this is what me I've gotten and I've brought. Now you at the county assembly, whom you have been given a position through affirmative action. What has been given to those women so that they can affirm the fellow women outside there? And so we need somebody at the top there as the deputy governor, so that they can help themselves with the governor to affirm the women who have already been affirmed to be given for positions and be given something small to do at the ground level.
Empower them in all the small ways
because
possible.
we want to see the national government empowering women, and we also want to see the county governments empowering women.
Doing the same. Now, we'll actually be getting to some of the factors that are actually discouraging and hindering women altogether from actually pursuing this positions of leadership, but you just mentioned the whole issue of gender bill. Now, we are in 2019. 9 years later, we are still having issues with the gender bill, the 2/3 gender bill. What's your immediate reaction that comes when you hear about this gender bill and the many times that it has failed to go through due to the most common reason, numbers? Let me hear from you, Aunt Mheshimiwa.
Thank you, Jen. Jen, let me tell you, this gender bill, it's not a women's bill. People have taken it to look like the women want more seats for free. Gender bill, as it came to Parliament last time, that was a government bill. It was not a women's bill, government's bill. So if it flopped on the floor of the House, it is the government that failed. And the government has to make sure, the current government has to make sure that it has complied with the Constitution.
But why is it not being taken seriously? Because even in 2017, there was this whole idea that, if it doesn't go through, Parliament will be dissolved.
That's why I'm telling you, Jen, let not somebody look at gender bill as a women's bill. The women just wanted to spearhead it. But gender can be either sex. Gender, right now, it can be the women who are less. Next elections, there will be the men who will be less and the women will be more. Now it will mean the men to be nominated. And when we are talking about gender, let not people just think of Parliament or the county assembly. Let people know even there are the other job opportunities. There's the executive government, the CECs, the CSS, all government jobs. When you employ 10 people, there must be the women. PWDs must be considered. And that is what the Constitution entails. So let us not look at it. Gender is just only about Parliament and the county assembly. No. Every job opportunity.
Cuts across board.
Cuts across the board. So it is not the women who failed. The government failed on their own bill.
Honorable Gladwel, this is a Bill of Rights. It is part of the human rights. The gender bill, why is it that it has never seen the light of day? Because just as Mheshimiwa is saying, it's being considered more of a women issue. Why should we give them more free seats? Why aren't they working for it? Because, critics are arguing that, women are trying to, and I quote, women want equality through the back door without toiling for them. They hardly even contribute in Parliament, and bringing this whole notion of flower girls.
Okay. One thing I want to go to the historical part of it. Since independence, the first elections which were done, there was 0.5% representation of women in Parliament. Currently, we are running at 20-something%. What does that tell you? 22, if not 21. What does that tell you? That we are increasingly adding our numbers each and every elective year. The truth of the matter, Jane, the 2/3 gender bill did not see the light of the day, will not see the light of the day. The fact remains, there is no political goodwill either in the legislative house and even in the executive arm. This thing has no political goodwill. And when something has no political goodwill in a country, in terms of a bill, it will not see the light of the day. And the truth of the matter, Jane, is this. This bill, women are against it, some women are against it, and a good number of men are against it. And their views are valid. The men who are actually against this bill have something very peculiar to argue. They are normally saying, you see, all the time, when women or people are being nominated, the members of Parliament who have vied through that particular party have no room to decide who to nominate. And somehow, some clique of our people have been left to decide who. And not even discussing anybody. They're saying, by the time you realize, they have brought a new face you've never seen even in any political arena, and has been nominated, and you want that what this person has done for the party to earn this position. That is what the male are saying. And they are saying, for you women, when you started going to Beijing, you wanted equality and equity. And you went and you have come for it. So you fight for it, nothing for free. The women on the other side, they're saying, we are tired of having fellow women who don't toil to get positions. And in any case, that's their argument.
Yeah.
If they get to this position, instead of coming to embrace the fellow women, there's a big possibility that they'll come and fight us.
Yeah.
So there's some fear. And the truth of the matter is, if there are not structures and systems on how these people are going to be appointed, it will never see the light of the day.
So the problem
and
also
what
lies
I want
in
to
the
tell
process.
women,
Yeah.
I want to tell the women of this country, it is time you wake up from those your beds of thinking that there's anything coming for you for free.
Because the Constitution says there ought to be...
No, Constitution is just a wording.
Yeah.
Implementation is the other part,
Yeah.
which has not been done and might not be done. And to me, I'm thinking this matter will be the next referendum question if referendum is going to come.
Yes. To add on that, Jen,
Yes.
what Gladwel is saying,
Yes.
you see, the men are arguing that there must be a law or a bill should come to Parliament whereby rules will be set on these nomination slots. Because even the other day, I was in Kilifi over the weekend. I was shocked. This nomination debate is bringing chaos all over. The Kilifi Assembly, the Giriamas are complaining why people from another county were
Being
taken to
nominated
that
there.
assembly.
In the assembly.
And that is the bone of contention.
gist, yeah.
That is the gist. So if, like in Vihiga County, we get nominations, and those nominations go to people from a different county, what do you
There lies
expect the
the
locals
problem.
to think
Yeah.
about?
But again,
They'll not allow it. And
Yeah.
that's why even some of these, even if when the referendum comes, as they're saying, we have to know the referendum question, when they have to tell people how that is going to happen.
But again, Mheshimiwa, I can dispute the matter. You see, we have a very bad notion in this country that it is only enough for your name, how you are called, is enough to say you don't belong to somewhere. You see, I can be Cheruiyot, but I stay in Bungoma. Does it mean now I should not be nominated in
So
Bungoma?
tribal barriers.
It is a tribal barrier.
Tribal barriers.
And again, you see, even our constitution does not spell out how these tribal barriers should be made. Jen, there's a big problem in this country.
Because it shouldn't be a
As we
factor
are
with
speaking
standing.
now,
Yeah.
we have some Kamau who is living in Eldoret, for example, even in Baringo. But somehow, they have been there since time immemorial, but they cannot get chances just because of what they are called. Now, should people now change their names to be called the tribe they don't belong to so that they suit where they stay? What does the Constitution, why is it silent on such matters? And you know,
Yeah,
we
that's
are
what we are
actually
saying.
about getting time bomb through our youth, a generation which doesn't have a tribe. They even do not know what their names mean.
So these tribal, barriers and dispositions that we have bestowed upon ourselves are our own undoing.
They are bringing problems.
Yeah.
That's why the nomination thing is bringing a problem,
It's so
and that's
chaotic.
why that bill will never pass.
But again, Jen,
Because the problem lies deeper. as
and
opposed to
again,
the
Jen,
superficial that is-
you see where we messed
Yeah.
ourselves as a country is when we reduce the counties to tribal corners. And in fact, this is one of the things that should make our counties be expanded. So that, you see, we are actually locking people to their corner. These are the people to their corner. You know, I remember Moi said, what you are doing, you people, it is more of Majimbo. Majimbo those days meant putting people of their own culture and tribe in a certain corner with their own administration. And we are already there. But unfortunately, in the other side, we are saying Kenya is free for all country. You can live anywhere you want. But again, the same constitution is actually cutting other people from getting their rights.
That just also brings me to the next issue.
You
then.
see, Jen,
Okay.
it's different, tribal and whatever. You see, there is a Kamau who stays in Vihiga.
Yeah.
If this Kamau is nominated, and people know Kamau stays in Vihiga, there will be no bone of contention. But this, what the people, like the people of Cliff were complaining, these people don't reside there. They are just brought. That is the bone of contention. Vihiga, we have the Maragolis, Banyores, Tirikis, the Teriks, and the other is a cosmopolitan county. There's no problem. So long as the people who stay next to that person, they say actually he stays or she stays in this village. But
so without
just
the support
getting
of others,
somebody,
it might not be very easy.
just getting somebody from far,
yeah.
people have never seen. That is the bone of contention on these nominations.
So in a sense, devolution is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
To me. To me.
Because if that's what I'm picking from the argument here. In one way, yes, it has helped even in terms of women representation.
Yes.
And the other hand, the whole issue of tribal barriers being emphasized.
Yeah.
You would agree on that?
Yeah.
To me, the Constitution actually came with a good spirit. We need to embrace it. We need to support it by all means. But of course, does not mean it has been casted on stones. We have realized there are some loopholes. There are some things that we need to fix so that it works well for us.
Okay.
Otherwise, we cannot just stay back and say, no, you are fighting the Constitution, you don't want devolution. No. Anything you create, a policy is never permanent. In the Constitution is one of the policies. So sometimes you have to, when you get into it, it has its teething problems. In the process of crawling to get the truth, you have to actually come back and say, now look, we have come all this way. These are the shortcomings. We have to correct here. We have to, otherwise, if we want to bury our heads under the sand, it's unfortunate for this country.
We need to be open to the idea of going back to the drawing table.
Yes.
Sure.
Because nothing is casted on stone.
Yes.
Now, speaking about devolution and, the whole question of funding in the counties, especially in your docket as a woman rep, how is the situation as of now in terms of funding?
First of all, I want to congratulate our predecessors for actually having fought for this women representation to get some fund. We also want to actually give some grateful thanks to our president or the executive generally for accepting to give us something so that we don't just go for the people and look like flower girls. By the way, Jane, currently we are no longer flower girls, the way they used to put. And I've never been even.
And slay queens.
No. We have accepted all those names, yeah? But we are forging forward and work.
Yes.
The truth of the matter is, Jane, we are really underfunded. Sometimes you look at the figure you are given, you wonder whether you really have to think, you really have to be creative so that this money can be meaningful.
What's the figure as of now?
To be sincere, we have nothing to hide. We are given 6 million per constituency.
For every
quarter? For every quarter. For year.
The financial year.
Financial year. So you are given 6 million. This 6 million, we have the bursary fund inside there. We have the women empowerment there. We have the table banking there. We have the county project there. And remember, and this is the county. For me, I have 6 sub-counties, constituencies. So when you look at that, that is 6 million for every constituency for 1 year. So when you look at the ratio of my fund compared to CDF, for example, so you see my allocation per year per constituency is 6 million. The allocation for the single constituency MP is around 110 per year for one single constituency.
Of the 6 million?
Yes. So it is 110 against 6 million. You see? And apparently, when you want to sit down and now tell your committee, what do we do? Like, for example, my bursary is per quarter, it's 1.8 million. 1.8 million for 6 sub-counties. You sit down and be like, so how do we give out? We say, now let's give 1 student per location, for example. When you give 1 student per location, somebody will be like, of course, the whole people will be saying, atujaona pesa ya mama? Atujaona na pesa ya mama iko wapi?
Mama County.
Mama County, of course, mama, there is no other mama. Like in my county, there is only 1 woman who is a leader nationally. The county, we have some women. But mama, in that place, literally means me. So even on the corridors, when you hear mama, they are talking about Gladwel.
Yeah.
So the fund actually is so small, but I want to thank the women of the day without actually just thumping. That currently what I'm seeing, they are trying with the little. Let me tell you, if actually they add us something small, we don't want even much this year, financial year, my dear, we are going places, we are improving on people's lives, we are trying what we can to actually change what it seemed to be that women are not working.
And how much more would you request to be topped up?
Remember, the salary I get as a county MP is the equal salary with the constituency MP. The distance I cover
is more.
Yeah?
Mileage allowance?
The same. Calculation is the same. So the issue is we feel underfunded, yes, but we appreciate what we have. But I've been telling our women, before we cry so much for addition, we should make sure that the little we have is felt.
Okay.
Is felt.
Honorable Adagala,
yes.
Do you share the same sentiments?
Yeah, I share the same sentiments because it's the same. You know, allocations are given as per the constituencies you have.
Not even the population.
Not the population. I'm in the same scenario with her. I have the same amount of money. And when people see you give bursaries, and also we have been guided on who to give, this is an affirmative fund, and how much to give.
Yeah.
You find like I have 25 wards. So if I have to divide this 1.2, you know, has, because it's 6, he's 1.6. Me, mine is 25 is 1.2. So this 1.2,
to
how
25
do
wards.
you divide amongst 25 wards? And how many orphans are in boarding schools in Vihiga County? And here you'll find the university students are complaining, comrades are not being given money from the women kit.
Yeah.
We are not allowed to do that. The government says help is there for university. CDF is there.
Yeah.
The county bursary is there. Those ones to cater for university students. Day schools are coming on us. Why are we not getting your money? The government spells clearly they're paying for day schools. And then the other things the parents should do, or the CDF and the other county bursaries should handle that. But there is not enough money. My sister Jain, the women MPs are struggling. And you will see, like, we are lucky we have some few women MPs who came back,
Only
who
10.
are re-elected.
About 10.
10 of them. And some had started during their previous 5 years. They started some projects which they are finishing now, and they are launching them. You will see constituents all over complaining, why is this woman doing this?
Why
and
is
this one is not doing this?
Yeah.
Now, how do you compare a Form 7
and a Form 1
and a Form 2 and a Form 1? You see, these ones have covered 7 years. As we are covering 2 years.
Second year now.
This is the second year we are covering. How do you compare somebody who has been there for 7 years? So when they see these other women MPs launching their old projects, like I want to congratulate Honorable Wanga. She launched the other day a market for the women, which started her previous term. We congratulate her. She's our role model. We are seeing, and others. So you find people are complaining, why is Homa Bay launching this? And
why
it's not in Vihiga.
Why not Baringo?
Vihiga, I never got anything. And even the account was 0. I started from 0.
That's what she's saying.
And here I am. At least I've tried a few here. And you will see the electors complaining, and especially those on social media. But the women on the ground, they see we have done a lot of things for them. We have given them table banking money. We have done economic empowerment. We have given them bursaries. We are giving them projects. Like me in Vihiga, right now, there are a lot of cases of rape, incest, water abuse. We have identified a land that we want, and we have done public participation. The only thing that is curtailing us, even GAF headquarters here, they are ready to approve. We start constructing something. But the county government, they have not issued us
with the land.
Just a letter. And you know, as we are talking, our money is with Rotich in Central Bank. we wanted that letter to come. We take it to GAF headquarters here. They approve for us to start on that GBV center.
You break ground.
Which will not do that.
Yeah.
Because that money, you know, people are just assuming the 6 million is in my account.
Yeah.
I'm using it to buy food in my house to feed my people. That money is with the teaching central bank. Once the county government
And by the way,
allocates this letter and gives to me, I'll bring it to GAF head office, and then it's when the money will be released.
to assist her, you know, it is important for the public to know.
Yes.
We are just patrons. We are not signatories. We don't have those account numbers. We don't have the money. By the way,
So
this
Treasury
money
is yet to
this
disclose the money to you.
we apply for. We identify the activity.
Yes.
We do ground participation. We send our people. They come up with what we want to do. We do the listing. The proposal is done. It comes to Nairobi.
Nairobi for
We
approval.
wait for approval. Once they don't approve, you have nothing to do.
So ultimately, the bag falls on Treasury to just, you
Yeah.
know, release the funds to you whenever they see it possible.
Okay, we don't want to complain that they are not releasing. But again, she has put something very clear. Sometimes, even me, I have a challenge. You know, in our county, GBV is there, but very silent. You know, our community is very conservative.
Yeah.
Conservative, yeah.
But we have FGM, which is a real issue there. We have early marriages, which is a real issue there for girls. But now we need a rescue center. But the issue is, when you need a rescue center,
They're large.
like I've been seeing people posting something. There's a group of women at CBO, which actually wanted to do a rescue center. They told me, come and do us a groundbreaking. We want to do a rescue center. This is a private organization, CBO. You see, government fund will not go to a CBO.
CBO.
Yeah.
It cannot go. Now we have to identify a land in the county, and unfortunately in this country,
We are having difficulties.
the society utilities in terms of land have been grabbed almost all over. And again, you see, the owner of the land in a county is the governor.
Yes.
And unless you have a good rapport with the governor, so that they can allow you get some space to do some of these things, it becomes, I don't know. And you see, again, the process of buying a land for the government, it's not very easy.
Yeah.
You can start saying, now
No,
let me
we are
put
not
some money,
allowed.
and they cannot. We are not
We are
allowed.
not allowed to buy land as women MPs.
Yeah.
We have those government lands with the county governments. They are supposed to allocate for us to do any construction. Like me, I don't have a beach land like in Homa Bay, where the beach land you can put there for Omena women structures.
Even us in Baringo,
In
we don't have.
Vihiga, we don't have land. As we are talking, Jane, if I had land now, that GBV center could be going on. But it's stuck because there is no land.
So if I'm getting you correctly, some of the challenges that you are facing personally in your counties, number one, there isn't that political will. Number two, financial resources are a big challenge.
Yeah.
It is a big challenge.
True. Number three, the whole issue of gender-based violence has become a national issue, but isn't being given the much attention that it deserves. Yeah.
And in fact, even we would love, if the government can take this initiative, they make sure, and even we are requesting the head of state,
Yeah.
President Uhuru, to come to the rescue of women MPs, to make sure that there is a GBV center in every county.
Yeah, but every county, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, Jen, if we don't do that, we look irresponsible as women when the rights of our fellow women and girls is violated, and we have little to do. But the heart is willing, but financially we are weak.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, one of the other biggest challenges that are facing women, not even just women in leadership, but women across board, is the whole issue of access to, education, employment, of course, economic opportunities. Now, let me start with you, Honorable Beatrice. In your county, how is the situation, even from what you see?
The situation down there is not all that good. Our people, there are no job opportunities. Even if I'll say, okay, let me start with education. Okay, my county, I can't say all that people are behind in education.
Yeah.
Vihiga, we are advantaged. People are going to school. The only
Comparing
challenge,
the male and female, their counterparts.
no, people
Levels.
all are all accessing education,
Okay.
unless they're just challenges of maybe orphaned children here and there, and the cases of maybe gender-based violences that can hinder somebody going, like rape cases, what.
Yeah.
Those are the ones hindering. But education in Vihiga, at least people are going to school. And even this government policy of the other day that 100% transition.
Yeah.
I want to even thank the local administrators, the assistant chiefs, the chiefs. They're trying to see in villages people don't stay at home.
Okay.
They go to school.
All right. Now, you'd like to add on to that?
Yeah, that is
In
now
terms of
what is
education.
happening in Vihiga towards education.
Okay.
At least people are going to school. Problem in Vihiga, we have youth who are jobless. No job opportunities. Vihiga County, being a village county, we are yet to establish light industries to offer job opportunities.
Yeah.
Which maybe I'll have to argue the government, let them on their full agenda of industrialization, if they can concentrate on that. Concentrate on industrialization. Do industries all over in the whole country. Then maybe we'll have job opportunities. And reviving other factories that have collapsed, like the pan paper in Wambui, Momias, these sugar industries,
Could
plus
go a long
others, plus others. If that can be done, then we shall create more job opportunities for our
youth, especially.
our youth and the unemployed.
All right. I'm told we are almost running short of time, but before we wind up, you just want to look at ways in which we can even help women, be able to step up and take up these positions of leadership from whatever capacity that they are able to just enable that women representation aspect to be felt on a national scale. I'll start with you, Honorable Gladwel. What do you feel needs to be done more towards this, and especially on the whole issue of equality?
It is a good question, Jane, you're asking, but I was really touched with the issue of employment and the issue.
You can touch on it and then get to this one.
Yeah. I want to say the President and its team has a goodwill for creating jobs for our people. And that's why at the 2030 the Vision 2030, he decided to pick 4 agendas.
Yeah.
One of them is industrialization, and of which it is having a budget. But Jen, I have some reservations, and this one should go to the President himself. Yeah. You see, this blanket allocation of fund to a certain agenda, which is not actually itemized, to me is an open way of creating corruption. You see, I want to know if there is fund for industrialization, I want to be told, industrialization, yes. In Baringo, there will be such an industry called so-and-so. It will be put in a certain sub-county. It will cost this amount of money. It will start being constructed this period of time. And its time to end is this one. That way, we will be positioned knowing there's an industry coming. But right now, it's a blanket talking. We want to know what will go to Bungoma, what is going to go to Mombasa, for example. We want to know which industries are being put. And Jen, it's unfortunate we are seated here. We are importing everything, including a needle from China. Actually, unfortunately, a toothpick. If we continue being an importing country, and we are giving help to our youth, we are blocking them using CRB. They have no jobs. It's a time bomb.
We're putting the cart before the horse.
Everything, and we only manufacture babies who will not get jobs, where are we going as a country?
We're putting the cart before the horse.
Sure. I'm telling you.
Okay, so now what do you feel needs to be done to just help this situation before it blows out of proportion to levels where, there's nothing much we can do but just watch?
To me, we are just, the first thing that I want to congratulate is the handshake. Once we have stabilized this way, let's come to the nitty-gritties of the matters to our people. We have to be alive to the matter that quite a number of our people have no jobs.
Yes.
They don't have jobs. Then, what should we do? Like, for example, I was thinking in Baringo, for example, we have a lot of tomato sauce produced in Baringo South. Yeah. We need an investor to come there, create an industry. We produce tomato sauce. We can plant their chili. The chilies can grow very much. We need to think out of the box. Look at Eldoret. We lost our Rivertex. We are now importing mitumbas. We are doing, and you see, for example, Jane,
if I was to be told, as much as we want free market, we would have imported this mitumba and give it a block. We say now, let our industry settle.
With drive hours.
With drive hours. But we cannot be policing people year in, year out, and we are suffering here.
So we have the resources, we just need to improvise on how we are using them.
So we are exporting our resources, they come back as a finished material, we buy it very expensively, and we continue becoming poor.
So manufacturing should really take on that aspect of, putting up industries, especially in every county.
Those are the jobs that will actually will take up our population.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And Honorable Adagala, what more would you think, do you feel needs to be done towards this end of, one, improving women representation, creating jobs for our youth to just help us as a country and the economy at the end of the day?
My dear sister, I've told you the best person to empower is a woman. And that's why we are saying they should give women more funds.
Yeah.
For us to empower our local village women to do their businesses, proper environment. They put for us better roads for these women to transport their goods, and even make women feel very well in a working environment.
Feel safe for that matter.
Safe. Because matter of insecurity also hinders women from progressing.
Okay.
You find that maybe a woman has a certain project, it will be broken into in the night, and everything goes, there she is, she starts from zero. So once our women are empowered, these other things will just follow.
All right.
And a better environment to work in, and a market for their products.
All right.
The women will be empowered.
All right.
What else did you want?
Let's have a look at social media, what people are saying in regards to this. And remember, we're talking about women in politics and women representation. What more needs to be done towards this end? And just as you have heard, empower a woman, and the rest will fall in place. Because, we are the greater percentage of the population here in our country. And looking at women representation, Rwanda is leading at 61%, and Kenya is last at 22% in the East African region. Yet Kenya is considered the economic hub in East Africa. So what if we empower women? How much further can we go as a country? Ram, what is happening on our Twitter streets?
Interesting here, I'm seeing a lot of comments here. At Njoroge Mari says, women are perceived to be weak, but truth is that women run the world and men know this very well. Interesting there. At Abdallah says, strong women in politics can make change happen, and this is why even new research shows that women in politics are more believable than men. So that one comes in. When someone speaks between a man and a woman, who do you believe so far? Ask our guests, these are at Port Caesar, their take on the recent allowances that were given to MPs. Surely Mama Wanjiko, will she survive? All right. Another tweet at Poet Wandurwa. How much does each bursary beneficiary get? So those are questions that I believe the guests will be able to answer even as we continue. At R. Mufolovo says, what's your greatest achievement in the last 2 years at Mama County number 038? All right. So maybe you can tackle that as we sample even more as we continue.
All right. We'll start with the last one, Mama County 038. That one goes to you.
About achievements,
yes.
How much we give per bursary. Yeah, actually.
You can address both.
Okay, I want to say that our bursary, we give 10,000 per student. Like in my county, I have girls who dropped out of school. We've given them a second chance. So those ones we pay like full bursary. We have others who we put on full bursary. But the rest whom we normally give, it's 10,000. That is the ceiling.
10,000.
That has been given by the GAF
All right.
Secretariat in Nairobi here.
All right.
What I've achieved as 038, that is Vihiga County. The first thing, we have dispersed bursaries.
Yes.
I have so many who have given full bursaries. They're in school now. Second chance also are in school. That's the first achievement I've done. Second achievement as pertains, we are supposed to handle PWDs, all schools in Vihiga that are fully PWD for the handicap.
Persons with disabilities.
We went round and their need was they want water tanks. We have supplied to all of them water tanks.
Okay.
Women, we went round and they said they wanted for a short period, short term market umbrellas. We have given all of them.
Okay.
There are some more which you are still to do and we'll be doing. We'll finish. We have given women groups checks for table banking and other businesses. There are several groups that we have given chairs and tents for their value addition, for their
value addition
process. They hire outside and get more money, they pump in. They also, the extra money they get, they pump into their table banking, whatever. We have given out, very soon we are going to give out more checks. And there are groups that want posho meal. We are going to give them very soon.
Okay.
And many others that we have done. We've done for the borders. They wanted a border kiosks, which we've done a few, and we are still continuing.
All right.
And we are going on.
All right. So as you can clearly see, Honorable Adagala has definitely done something in the time that she has been in office. Now, just briefly, we'd also like to hear from you in terms of your bursary. Is it the same figure? Just very briefly, I'm told we have about a minute to go.
Okay. Many things are a replica to what she's saying.
Okay.
Among others that we are doing, she has said umbrella. I've also done umbrella thing for the women who are along the roads. We have given out bursaries. We've given out empowerment money.
Bursaries are the same figures?
Yeah.
10,000?
10,000. I did 10,000.
Okay.
Then for youth, border, I've given some training to get licenses, and some of them to get driving licenses.
Okay.
I have also had some women, some groups having their nursery, 3 nurseries. We have some of them having their posho mills and their shops. We have some of them even planting grass for cattle.
Yeah.
We have, right now what I'm doing is we are building PWD toilets in all sub-counties for my people so that they can be able to be in towns like others.
Yeah.
And what we are doing, again, I have a project for beehives, beekeeping, which we are launching very soon in all the sub-counties.
Okay.
And many other things to come,
All
including even giving some shelter to some very busy women who don't have land, but I'm thinking of giving them some portable shops so that they can sell along the road and they are safe.
All right.
So we have many things in store.
Yes.
Okay.
In store.
All right. So as you have heard, they are not just flower girls, as you know, women in positions of power have been termed before. So we want to just wind the discussions here in studio, but maybe Ram, you'd like to say a quick bye before we sign out?
Yes, as we sign out, just like to give just but a quote by one Michelle Obama. She says, "Success isn't about how much money you make. It's about the difference you make in people's lives." You're right. Sure. So that is now in regards to how women are able to make a difference in the society. It's about the difference women are making in the lives of Kenyans. Thank you very much. This has been Good Morning Kenya. On my end of social media, it's a wrap. The hashtag is still on Good Morning Kenya at KBC Television. Keep the tweets coming in at Ram Aguko and at Jain Wambui.
All right, so that's that on our Twitter streets. Remember, we've been talking about women in politics and representation, and helping us with this discussion, we have been having Honorable Beatrice Adagala. She is the women rep for Vihiga County, and of course, Honorable Gladwel Cheruiyot, the women rep for Baringo County. Thank you very much, ladies, for making time to be with us this morning.
Thank you, TJ.
All right, with that, we are calling it a day, but remember to join us next week. My name is Jain Wambui. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing. Have a lovely day, and God bless.
Thank you.